raining onto the deck. Jim Ladd scurried aloft with a telescope. His mum was already dropping the foresail. Dad flipped the lid of the ship's compass, tore open a bag of toffees, and hollered, "Northeast for Hag's Head!" "Land ahoy!" yelled Jim Ladd from the crow's nest a few hours later. It was a bit blustery aloft, and had started to drizzle, and Jim's fingers were going numb as he hurriedly furled the topsail. "Perfect beach weather," he thought, as he slid down a rope to join the rest of his family on deck. "I'll be staying put," said Grandpa, creaking back and forth on his rocking chair with a frown and a large bottle of grog in his good hand. Grandpa rarely left the ship. He claimed never to have set foot on dry land, since his right hand was chopped off by the king many years ago as punishment for being a pirate. Jim wasn't sure if he believed him. "You won't get me on dry land. I'll be sticking to these old timbers. I might take a nap whilst you're all ashore. But be warned, me hearties. Watch out for lubbers!" "Watch out for lubbers?" echoed Squawk, perched on Grandpa's shoulder. The Jolley-Rogers headed below decks to the hold, where their amphibious jeep was chained to the floor, leaving Grandpa grumbling about untrustworthy landlubbers. Jim's dad set about unlocking the chains, while Jim and his mum and Nugget picked out their beach things from the shelves and cupboards. "Why do we need so much stuff?" grumbled Jim's dad 10 minutes later. He had loaded 12 towels, a beach ball, a frisbee, surfboards, bodyboards, a windbreak, 2 cool boxes, and a plastic bag, oozing suntan lotions, onto the back of the jeep. "There's barely room for my metal detector. Is Bones coming too?" "Woof!" said Bones, and hopped onto Jim's knee. Jim strapped Bones in and whispered, "Hold tight." Dad turned the key, and the jeep's engine rumbled. Mum pressed the remote control to open the ramp at the stern of the ship, and with a cloud of exhaust smoke, the jeep hurtled out of the black hole and into the air. They hit the water with a splash. "I'm soaked," laughed Jim Ladd. The windscreen wipers flip-flapped. Nugget declared her maggots "lost at sea," and the jeep's propeller gurgled to life, churning seawater as they bobbed towards the shore. Chapter 2. A Day at the Beach. "Well," said Jim's dad, flopped on a beach mat, "isn't this nice?" Nobody could hear him. Nugget was out of earshot, rock-pooling with Bones, and Jim and his mum were surfing, just visible over the top of the windbreak. Jim's dad poured the last dribble of warm grog from his flask into a plastic mug and gulped it down. He'd finished the word search in the Pirate Times, and it was a bit cloudy for sunbathing. "What shall I do now?" he muttered. "I think I'll get the metal detector out." Jim's dad loved his metal detector. It made treasure hunting so much easier. He was rubbish at measuring steps and always got his left and right confused, so treasure maps were tricky to follow. Not that he'd ever found any treasure. "I've got a good feeling about this beach," he said to himself. "I can almost smell the gold." Before long, Jim's dad had his headphones on and was swinging his metal detector left and right across the sand. He wasn't sure why, but a cave had grabbed his attention. He had an irresistible urge to walk towards it, and everything seemed to be going a bit hazy. From outside his headphones, he heard the faint sound of Nugget asking if she could come too. He wasn't sure if he answered her, but he felt her fingers encircle his thumb as they strolled into the darkness. "Beep!" went the metal detector. "Beep! Beep! Beep!" "What's all that barking about?" said Jim. Jim and his mum were waist deep in the surf, clutching their boards, but Bones had grabbed their attention.